Well, Jackie and I just recently bought some e-bikes, and we decided to take them out on a stroll here. We're going from Columbia up to Marietta, keeping ourselves really close to home here, and we're doing some short trips to get used to them and get our endurance ourselves built up, hoping to use less and less of the batteries. So today we went up here to Marietta on the rail trail. It is a very nice trail. It goes all the way up to Falmouth right now, which is I think about 17 miles, but we're only doing about 3 miles up and 3 miles back. So it was a nice short trip. We figured we would do destination trip. We'd go up to Marietta, have lunch, and then we'd come back down to Columbia and have a coffee or something before heading home. Just a nice short day on the trail. Like I said, this is a very nice trail. It is paved all the way up, and follows the river and Chickies Rock. This is Chickies Rock we're passing now. There were some climbers there doing some rappelling. A lot of people out on the trail walking and biking. It's a Sunday afternoon. The weather was a little chilly. It was October, so a little chilly, but not bad. Crossed over Chickies Creek and decided to stop for a drink and before we hit the second part of the trail here. This is where Chickies Rock Outfitters is. You can rent kayaks there, and they'll take you upstream and drop you off and let you kayak and canoe back down to Columbia. This part is along the road, but it does cross over and go back to a trail. Again, all paved. Jackie didn't know where she was going, so she had me take the lead here as we were coming into town soon. I knew Marietta a little bit, but I didn't know how the trailhead came into it and where it would drop us out at. The trail is well marked where it goes through town. But we got off the trail because we wanted to go over and grab a bite to eat at a pizza parlor. Stop for pizza. They have a little outdoor dining area. They do have a place to lock your bike up and go in. We sat outside. It was nice. Afterwards, we decided we would go down around the square, back down, and pick up the trail down at this end of town and follow it back up. Now, we had watched some videos of this trail before, and we had heard that the trail didn't go all the way through. It did go all the way through, but it was not finished and was not paved. So we were thinking that we would just go up here and we might just try out the part that wasn't paved out yet. And they are mountain bikes. Why not? Let's go down it. So we went down through the backside of town here along the river. Coming up here is where it all went wrong. Right here. You should have crossed over the tracks there and picked up the trail on the other side and run through town the rest of the way. But here's the trail that looks like a unpaved trail. We decided to go that way along with some others. Of course, I directed these others along there too. So this is the other trail. So we went. We didn't get very far. There's a downed tree. So we all pulled together, got the tree out of the way. It wasn't a very big tree, but it was crossing the trail. Enough that you couldn't ride through. So got the tree out of the way, and about half of the group that I misled wised up and went back and turned back and went the other way. 6 of us went on. A lot of trees down in here that look like they've been worked on and cleared, and for the most part wasn't too bad. It's a nice little footpath. It was narrow, and we were able to go, and it did pop out onto this parking lot, which is like a boat ramp area. And this is where 2 other ones left the trail, went back the road. 4 of us went on, and the trail just got worse. Like that tree, they had just cut a hole for your head to go through, and this trail that was originally looked like it was going to be bike worthy turned into barely foot worthy, where you see we are stopping and starting and stopping and starting, walking our bikes the whole way. We ended up walking this trail all the way down to Chickies Creek. So probably about a mile through the woods, through the weeds, tall grasses, down trees. If we had had a machete, it would have helped. Yeah, I mentioned these e-bikes are not light. They're about 65 pounds each. So we were having to lift them over trees. I'd sit down like this, and I'd go back, and I'd pick up Jackie's bike and haul it over the tree, and then we'd carry on a little farther to the next tree and around and down, and a couple of these spots overreached the river, and it was quite the drop down to the water. So we were holding on to trees tightly as we went through them. It may look like I'm riding here, but we are walking our bikes. I think we walked our bikes farther than we rode them that day. Can you tell the trail's getting thicker and thicker? Again, we kept making mistakes. We should have turned around and gone back long before this, but we didn't. We pressed on. Stupidly. And that was the other mother and son that were going with us, and in the middle of this mess too. It's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. There was still a trail at this point, but about 50 yards up, the trail ends. This is where it ended. We went out on the sandbar here thinking that we could get down, it would lead down to Chickies Creek. This is where Chickies Creek comes out. And we thought, well, there might be a trail, a fisherman's trail or something to follow the river that went back up and would go to the bridge that we need to be on. But no, there's not even a bridge to get to the railroad bridge there, or a walkway to get to the bridge. So we stood there and contemplated and talked some more while her son went and did some exploring to see if he could find trails through. We did not find trails through. We ended up backtracking about a few hundred yards, and we found a trail that went up to the railroad tracks. So we crossed the railroad tracks, and my camera dies before we get to that point, so you don't get to see that fun part. But we did cross the railroad tracks and go down across and down through the old canal, which was dry, thankfully. All in all, it was a good day, and when we did get back, very tired, but we did get our ice cream and coffee. Well deserved, I might add.